spotlight, and within a second, he was like, Andrew. So Matt thinks a
So,
lot about.
yeah, let me explain why. Andrew, like, he started doing, how long ago did you do small group, started doing small group?
About 2 months. About a
Yeah.
month. Yeah.
And he's just is crushing it in the gym. He doesn't miss. And he works hard here. And then like he was able to bring a friend in and have him start. And he's just so helpful helping everybody else. And you've really pushed yourself on the strength part. I swear you're PRing almost every day and you're being safe about it. It's not like you're being ridiculous.
No, I have noticed a few times where I've got a few little injuries here and there, but they're minor, and I figure I want to push it. If I'm not, what's the point?
Yeah. Well, you're being smart about it. Like even when you tweaked your neck and shoulder, you're like, okay, we're gonna avoid these movements, and we did. And yeah, you're being smart. So, anyways, I'm just super proud of you, dude.
Thanks,
you're
man.
turning like here he goes. He comes into the gym, and then he goes mountain bikes with the mountain bike team in the evening. And then he goes rides with his daughter and does a run with his daughter. Like he's constantly doing like seems like 2-a-days almost.
Oh, I love that. That sounds like the Andrew I see in the gym too. Like, it's awesome.
The inappropriate loudmouth Andrew, that one.
The inappropriate Andrew.
All the trainers had such good things to say about you too. It was really cute. I'm going to send you their comments. I'll put it in our email as well, but they were really sweet. They just think the world of you. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about you, your career, hobbies.
Well, the first question I always get is, where am I from? I'm from Sydney, Australia.
Okay.
Born and raised there, and it will always be part home. And I love it and I miss it. It's part of who I am. But that's a whole other subject. But I've lived here 20 years now, and 8 years ago, I made a life change and started skiing. Might be 9 years now. I didn't ski, but that was driven by, I have clinical depression. It's my therapist, when I was seeing her, she said it's off the charts. And every day, and still do, the thought of suicide crosses my mind. Every year, 2 or 3 times, I come about that close to actually succeeding in that action. I haven't, thankfully, but it's part of who I am, and myself and my family have learned to live with it. And that's part of why I come to the gym. I made a change several years ago, and the winters were particularly difficult for me, and I started skiing. And as a family, we started skiing. And for better or worse, we went all in. And my kids now ski race. I coach downhill ski racing. And my work is I own a ski shop now. You may be familiar with Nyman's ski shop on North. So I own that now. With Scott and Becky Nyman, who are still part and parcel of that. So that's what I do for work. And the means of overcoming the depression and the suicidal ideation led me down that road to work. And it also is what brings me into the gym every day. I've found that when I'm exercising and when I'm healthy, and trying to do those things, the depression is still there, and it comes in waves. It's still there, and it will always be part of who I am. I'm resigned to that. But there are things I can do to mitigate that to some degree, and exercise is one of them. And that's why coming into the gym is such a crucial part of my life now. So that's a little who I am. And it used to be that I wouldn't talk about depression. I'm a master of putting up a facade. Most people never know when I'm up or when I'm down. But I've started to let that go a little bit, and I talk to people about it, and I'm willing to answer anyone's questions about it. And, as a result, people have shared all sorts of things with me about their own personal lives, which can be a burden as well. But so if anyone feels the need to talk about it, I'm here for them. But yeah.
Andrew,
Wow.
I totally appreciate that vulnerability. Honestly, thanks for sharing that. Like, I think that's one of the things that like Mindy and I like have really tried to focus on is having that like openness and safe place here in our gym and in our community to address that. And unfortunately, it doesn't get addressed very often. And
It doesn't.
I both suicides affected both Mindy and I in my life, and um, so I know talking about it and being more open about it is putting us down that road to help
It
change
really is.
the stigma and all that goes around with that whole suicide thing.
On each side of my family, on my mom's side and my dad's side, I have a cousin on each side that has killed themselves. So it runs in my family, and it's part of the DNA. And one of my concerns in that is watching out for my kids, looking for those things in my kids, knowing that I might have passed some of that onto them, that disposition. I don't know how hereditary it is, but it seems like there might be a trend there. So for me, it's watching it in my kids.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that too, because I know Erin had mentioned that when I had asked her, you know, um, what she wanted to share about you and that you had helped her a ton. And I think it's so important to be able to talk about that and have that be an open conversation. And it's amazing to me too, because when you go to the gym, honestly, Andrew, you're like one of the lights there. Like we walk in and it's like, yes, Andrew's here. Today we missed you because I guess you do the small group trainings the other days. And so you're not there on Wednesday, but we miss you when you're not there. And so
I appreciate that.
I I love that you shared that because I think people who do feel that or they have family members who are going through that, it's hard to understand how you can be, there with a smiling face, but still going through so much. And so sometimes personally, you kind of feel like, you can't be open and honest about what's really going on. So I love that you shared that because honestly, it's going to help people. And whether they tell you it's helped them or not, I mean, I really appreciate that. So, and it's amazing because I'm looking at my questions. I'm like, yeah, you're like answered all of them almost, but I'm still going to go ahead and ask some of them, even if you like have a little bit of a repeat, that's okay. So thank you. Okay. So, what kinds of benefits do you see from working out here? Like, I know you mentioned that. How about energy levels or things like that? Like,
Specifically, working out at Excel, I feel is different than going to anywhere else. I see people there's the Vasa image that's over here, and there is none of that over here. I've seen a few people with some Vasa moves, and I've, in my little group that I train with at 5 a.m., I've made a few comments. Oh, he's just Vasa. But that's what I love about working out at Excel. There is a family. And if it wasn't for Jake and Raquel Such and Tiffany Nixon, I don't know that I'd come at 5 a.m. I don't know that I would have been as fastidious about being there. And now in small group with the Taylors, it's what makes Excel so unique and so different. And the culture that Matt and his team has put together, you're not going to find it anywhere else, or very few. I mean, now I'm no gym junkie. I haven't jumped around. I don't know a lot of gyms, but what I see is not what I see on Instagram. And I love that it's unique and that there is a genuine care, not just from Matt and the team, but from the other people. Like I love talking to Gabe when he comes in. Gabe's doing his own thing and I watch him progress and that makes me want to be better. Every week I'm seeing Gabe, go from lifting almost no weight and just using body weight. He's pulling out some big kettlebells now. And it's like, it makes me want to be better. It makes me want to work harder. And that's the culture I love about Excel.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. Yeah, we work really hard to, I mean, it's funny because we actually don't work that hard at that, right, Matt? Like, it honestly
Yeah,
just
it's
feels
not the right
so
word.
natural.
We definitely protect it though. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like
yes,
that's I feel it's like our most valuable commodity, and it's
yeah,
hard to measure. It's hard to, but so that's one of the reasons why I do phone consultations with anybody that's interested. I want to just suss it out and make sure that they're not gonna, yeah, they're gonna be a good addition to our program instead of being a detractor. So
yeah, yeah. I love it. It just feels so real. And I love that you're a part of it. Okay, so are there any tips you want to share with nutrition or someone who's maybe like just getting started or on the fence of coming in, like anything like that?
Don't give yourself time. Just take your time. Um, when I started, I couldn't. I mean, a 12-kilo kettlebell felt heavy, you know, and I felt proud when I got to a 16. But that didn't come all that quick. It took me time to do that, and it's taken me time to figure out my body, to be honest, and some nutrition and things like that. I mean, now just this week, you know, I got pushed by Jake to use the 100-pound medicine ball thing and throw it over my shoulder. I wanted to swear at him. I'm like, just stick with the 50. We're good with the 50s. But I'm now able to do that, and I can't cheat myself anymore. So just give yourself that time, and don't feel pressed that you've got to have it all done, and don't try to keep up with the guy ahead of you. Yes, use it as motivation, but you don't have to lift the same weight. I mean, I'm never going to be as fast as Kevin in a way. You know, that's just how it is. I'm
yeah,
never going to do as many push-ups as Kevin, but you know, I can shoot for that,
yeah.
but I don't hold myself to that. And so I would encourage everyone to have that same mindset.
I think there's a lot of wisdom in those words, Andrew. Like, how many times have we jumped all into an exercise or a wellness or a nutrition program just to crash and burn? And I think taking a slower, you know, keeping the long-term vision in mind just turns into a better experience.
Yeah.
So I think that's smart wisdom right there.
And the other thing I've got out of Excel is just the Monday challenges, the advice from Matt. I mean, I've now got routines that I do in the morning. I go to the gym at 5. I get up. When I'm done, I come home. I write in my journal and I read. And those are the 3 things that start my day every day. And it all stems from having that routine and moving forward. And yeah, I'm rambling now. I have a tendency to ramble.
No, I love it. I love it. I love you. If that's rambling, that's great. Yeah, no, I love what you said about taking your time. In all the times I've done interviews with spotlights, I'm trying to remember. I don't think I've ever had anyone suggest that, and it's probably one of the most wise things I've heard because that's one of the hardest things for people is just wanting everything all at once. Like once you decide, then you should be able to have it. And I love what you said about just, just take your time and then creating your own habits and you've got your morning routines and yeah, it just takes consistency. But you're like a perfect example of that. So
Not a
we just
perfect
love
example.
you to Excel. I'm so glad you're there. Matt, is there anything else you want to add?
I'm glad that, I mean, you take those Monday cheer challenges pretty seriously, and if people do, it can. And I don't expect people to do every cheer challenge. You know, some weeks you're just not going to have it, but even if people just give it a try and incorporate it, you know, even a few times during the week, it really can impact your life. And that's one of the things I love is that we're doing here at Excel is trying to take the focus off the exercise and nutrition so much and try to apply other lifestyle habits and some other things that are going to impact the overall wellness and happiness of our clients. And that's what I love most about the cheer challenge, you know? So, and I think correct me wrong, pretty much everybody we interview mentions the cheer challenges. Like,
Yeah.
It's
They really do.
yeah.
One of the differentiating factors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody at Vast is ever going to tell you to go home and read or meditate.
Right. It's true.
That's not Vasa.
No. Vasa is grunting and dropping weights on the floor and trying to tear your shirt.
Yeah.
And I can try that for you, man. You know, I'm happy to come in.
Taking some Instagram selfies. Don't forget about those. Like, if a
Oh my
workout,
gosh.
if you don't take a selfie at the gym, then the workout never happens.
That's right.
Seriously, when's your birthday? I'm going to get you that shirt that says, I'd flex, but I like this shirt.
I will tell you, I hate my birthday. I always have, and I don't know exactly why. So I will tell you in person, but I'm not going to announce it to the world.
Okay.
Deal.
I was just joking anyway, but I'm still going to now ask you tomorrow. So, hey, well, thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time to interview with us. And
No
I really
problem.
appreciate everything that you said. And I love these spotlight interviews because you get to know people so well. I mean, like you said, we're a family in the gym, and it's really nice to get a little bit deeper insight into people's whys, and it just helps us to support each other even more. And also, like, we're able to learn and grow through other people as well. Just having that community, it's amazing. I love Excel. So thank you.
No problem. Thanks, Mindy.
Hey, all right.
Thanks, Matt.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Take care.
Bye.